right, I thought a very, very productive start to the week with the great challenge ahead of us, but I'll let you guys start off and ask questions.
You're in a stretch like this, playing a ranked team every game. What motivational will it use to make sure they kind of stay on the emotional high week in, week out, and don't let up?
Well, first of all, they shouldn't need any motivation. You're playing the best of the best in the country, and the next evolution of this football team is learning how to win on the road. But, that's the big thing we talk about is, each week is a new season in and of itself. Each week takes on a life of itself. And that's where we really try to educate our younger players. The game plan changes. It's that mental effort, it's that mental intensity, it's that high level of preparation that goes into it. And so we really, really have stressed that. But, up to this point in time, our players have done a good job with that.
Everybody referring to Alabama as the red team and shouting red before stretching. What's the thought behind that?
It's just Alabama. No big deal.
How good is it for you that you like practice early, which means they're not dwelling on one of the biggest wins in recent memory? Is that a good sign?
Well, it is, and it's all in how we conduct and manage our business, and that's just win number 4, and it's an evolution. It's our players understanding that the more you win, the more that's at stake. And, what that's done is it's put us in position to be playing meaningful games in October and through November, and that's what you work towards, and that's, again, that mindset now as we put ourselves in a situation, take advantage of it. But obviously the stakes become higher, the competition increases, your work ethic, everything, your approach, everything has to increase as well.
Josh Smith running around today, is he okay?
Yeah, he was limited in practice today, but he was back out there in pads, and we'll know a little bit more where he's at probably tomorrow.
What about Alex Bullard and that ankle and
Yeah.
the other issues?
He practiced, we picked our spots, but we fully anticipate him ready to go.
Butch, Paul asked you yesterday about the holding Shaw and Murray to under 200 yards. What do you think the confidence is for the secondary? I know they gave up a big one on Saturday. What do you think their confidence is back there?
Well, I think they're playing with a very high level of confidence, and but again, we're going to be challenged. We're going to be challenged with some very, very talented weapons. But again, it's all team defense. We were able to generate pressure on the quarterback, and it goes hand in hand. Great secondary play is usually, linked amongst winning up front, winning your one-on-one matchup. So we were able to do that. But again, there's still a much improvement that needs to be made. We gave up a long touchdown pass, and a lot of it was technique, and understanding, the down and distance. It's 2nd and 2, that's a waist down. You're going to get a deep pass, all those little things. So we have to take tremendous strides in moving forward.
How many freshman cornerbacks have you been around playing as well as Cam's done?
Well, you know what? He's playing with a very high level of consistency, and he's challenged each and every week. Again, this week will be another great challenge for him. But I like the way he manages his business. He comes every day with a mentality to get better, and he works exceptionally hard, and he's very, very mature.
After a big weekend, just kind of what's the response been in general on recruiting? I know you can't talk about specific
Right.
guys. What's kind of the feedback been?
A lot of momentum, and people understand what we have to sell here. And again, this is Tennessee. I'm becoming very, very biased. There's not very many places like this when you look at the whole product that you have to sell, from academics to, student life, to the support, to the facilities, to the opportunity to play in Neyland Stadium, to people. And it's been overwhelming.
Coach, have you talked to anybody like maybe Coach Majors or Coach Fulmer about just how special this rivalry is to really get a sense of what this week has been like in the past?
Yeah, and I haven't had to ask anyone. That occurred on December 7th, and that's been a leading up process, and this rivalry is very special to us. It's very special to all of our former players, and it's very special to the entire Vol Nation. So I've learned at a very early stage how important this rivalry is, and it's our players understanding the magnitude and the importance of this rivalry as well.
Coach, how big of a factor has Big Howard's played in the last few weeks?
Big. He's,
Talk about stepping up to make
yeah, Alton has really stepped up, and he continues to get better and better, and it's direct correlation to his his work habits in practice. You know, the last couple weeks, he's performed as well as I've seen him perform in practice. You know, I like the way his mental approach has been in the meetings, the way he's taken it to the practice field, and that's the reason why he's performing on Saturdays, and I like his overall approach.
Why do you think there have been more upsets in the conference this year? I mean, there were hardly any last season.
Right.
This year, there's more last week.
I think it's very balanced. I think it's parity. I think it's what makes our conference very special from top to bottom, you know, and, you know, it's also a great challenge. You know, one of the things I've come to find very early on is everyone has a home field advantage, you know, and that's part of that process of learning how to win on the road. You know, we have to go on the road and play in some great hostile environments, you know, and so everything is your preparation and being mentally tough, you know, and learning how to block out distractions and, you know, that maturity level of preparing to play your best football game each and every week. And that can be mentally draining, you know, and like I said, every week is a new week. It's a new season. So I think a lot of that goes hand in hand with that.
Why was Justin wearing gloves?
Just trying to try something, you know. He tried both hands on with his gloves of trying it, and he felt he could grip the ball better. There was a couple times last week that the ball slipped out of his hand. It's kind of a, you know, I don't know if he'll wear them tomorrow.
So it's not a cold weather thing.
No,
It's not cold, right?
no, it's not cold.
How much is Alabama, that offensive line, a measuring stick for the progress that the defensive line's made over the past couple of years?
Well, every week is a measuring stick and a measuring tool, and they have a great offensive line. You know, they're very physical. They protect the quarterback exceptionally well. You know, the way I look at athletic teams is the amount of players that they have on the ground, and they have very few players on the ground. But they're physical. They play with a mentality. They finish plays. You know, they're great in the run game, and they're very good in the throw game. And it's going to be our stiffest challenge to date. And so we'll know a little bit more after the game where we're at.
Going back to what you recently talked about, believing that your offensive line is the best in the SEC. I think that's the first time you publicly said that. What's been the difference? What have you seen out of them the last couple of weeks that you were waiting to see or needed to see?
More of a mentality, you know, mentality to finish plays, taking pride in being able to run the football on a consistent basis, you know, taking pride in protecting our quarterback, you know, playing with a hard physical edge, you know, with a toughness about them. And do we have a ways to go yet? To our expectation, yes. But they continue to progress, and they take great pride in it. They're extremely proud of their work, you know, and I see it in practice, you know, with the mentality each and every day to improve. And we have great character kids. You know, I kind of gravitate towards them. I love being around them. You know, I love just carrying on conversations. And I always like to see what type of conversations do you talk ball. You know, are you always talking about football? Do you know other great players? Are you studying them? And they do that all the time.
Going back to Pig, can you kind of talk about the confidence you guys have in him? Because put it in a couple situations where it looked like a throwback pass, and he's been very savvy not to force it in there. Just kind of the confidence you have in him with still being a young player.
Yep. Well, we always talk about in practice and in preparation, you're earning our trust with everything that you do. And you earn the trust through preparation and through a high level of consistency in performance, not just on game day, but in practice, you know, off the field in the classroom. And he's performing at a very high level of consistency, and you're exactly right. His decision-making process has been outstanding. He's really improved his route running technique. You know, he's looking the tuck, he's protecting the football, and I can't say enough about him. Now, this week, you know, we're going up against one of the best secondaries in the country. And so we're going to see a lot of man coverage, one-on-one matchups, and it's going to be a next step for him. But I've been pleased with his progression so far.
You talked about how physical you want your team to be. How physical does Alabama compare to other programs you've seen in your career?
Well, they're very physical, and I know that they take pride in working to dominate their opponent for 60 minutes just like we do. And so I know the foundation is their toughness, just like that's something that we're building here. And they have our respect.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.